Hello, YouTube community. Super excited to be back with you today. I wanted to do a quick preview into some more Power Automate. We've heard from the masses. They've said they want to see Power Automate content. And so today we're super excited to begin just taking you guys back through some of our Power Automate content. Today we're specifically going to talk about how to convert Word document files to a PDF. And then sort of the process of automating that. So let's just say you're getting Word documents, maybe it's going into a OneDrive, maybe it's coming directly into your email, but you can automate the process of converting those Word documents to a PDF and even send out an email to a specific user group. So today, without further ado, we're going to kind of jump into how to do that process. So for anyone who's not familiar, if you go out to portal.office.com and you just use the standard sort of content menu at the top left-hand corner, you will be able to see Power Automate here on your screen. So just in case I didn't take you guys through that previously, I want to make sure you know how to get to Power Automate. And then from here, you can kind of see a little bit of details around Power Automate specifically. And we are going to create our flow. So we'll create an automated cloud flow. We'll give this flow a name. So we're going to call it Word Doc to PDF conversion, and we'll say when an item is created, and we'll look specifically, let's look for OneDrive. When a file is created, here we go. It's one of the very first ones. So when a file is created on your OneDrive, so we'll hit create. Don't kick me. I still don't use the new designer just yet. So we're going to switch over to the new designer really quick. Or to the old designer, excuse me. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and start the process. Okay, so the very first thing you have to do is select the folder which you want to kind of use for this particular flow process. So when a file is created on a OneDrive in this case, we're going to go out to our root folder and we're going to find the location that we're referencing. So I put this in just a generic Word document folder just so we could get started. And so you'll see here it asks a couple of other questions. Do you want to include any subfolders? In this case, there aren't any subfolders. So we're just going to do the infer content, let that sort of remain as the default, and we're going to keep everything as it is standard inside of your Power Automate flow up front. All right, so when a file's created here, the very next step we want to do is convert that file, right? So we want to convert the file that comes in, and we'll use the convert file option here. And then we're going to make this dynamic, right? So essentially there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can just basically hard code it to go out and look for a specific file. So you could go out here to your root, you could go to your Word documents, and you could find a Word document out here, and you can just say, hey, convert this Word document to a PDF. Unfortunately, that's not dynamic. So in this case, we want it to be dynamic. We want it to basically go out for and look at every single new file that's added into this folder and convert it to a PDF. And so to do that, we essentially just need to use this file identifier as the option. All right, so that's the very next step in the process. And then we'll hit new. So we're in this step here, we're converting it to an actual PDF. So what's the very next step that we want to do? We want to go ahead and save this file somewhere. So in this case, I want to save it to a SharePoint site or a SharePoint folder. So there's several options, as you can see here: copy a file, create an item. In this case, we want to create a file on SharePoint when we do this process. So we'll hit create a file. We'll go out and we'll find the location that we actually want to save this file to. So in this case, we'll go here. We'll find the folder path. I've created a simple folder path called PDF attachments, I think. And so we'll load all of the content here. And same logic here. So we don't want to hard code names or content details. We want this to be dynamic, just like we made the file identifier dynamic in the step above. So we're going to select file name. For content, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to select file content. And then we could be done here, right? We go through the process and we save it. But we do want to make sure that, when these processes happen, maybe we send out an email, right? So let's send an email as our trigger here. So we use the send an email notification option. We'll send an email directly to ourselves. In this case, we're using the YouTube video input, and we'll go ahead and make this content dynamic too. So we'll take the file name and we'll say has been loaded to your SharePoint site. The site is fairly static, so we can go out to the actual SharePoint site and we can grab the actual URL here. So we're going to just grab this URL, and then we're going to go back to our flow, and we're going to say all right, do that. All right, perfect. So pretty straightforward, nothing overly sophisticated going in here. But essentially, the file that we just referenced has been loaded to your SharePoint site, and it just gives you a simple URL that you can actually use. So we'll hit save here. And typically, this is where you'll go ahead and you'll save your flow and then test it. If you were wanting to look and see if anything wonky is on easy display, you can do that here in the flow checker. In this case, nothing's really popping out. So we can go ahead and test this flow. I'm going to manually test the flow. And the process here for that is just let's go out to the OneDrive location that we've referenced in our automation, and let's upload a new file. So in this case, let's upload a project plan. We'll load that file here, and we'll go ahead and we'll load one additional file too. All right, so we've loaded some files in, and we'll just go to our run history. Your flow is running right now as we speak. So we'll see kind of what happens as we kind of load these files into the... All right, so as you can see, it says your flow ran successfully. If you go back out and come back in, you'll see it took about 9 seconds for this flow to run. If we go out to the SharePoint site that we have created, we will refresh this and see if the new files are loaded. All right, perfect. So we see our meeting notes and our project plan are both converted into a PDF and seemingly working well. And converted easily into a PDF document. The last step in the process, let's just see if the email came through, and we can go out here and we can see if that kind of worked accordingly. And I didn't add a space in here, so you can see the project plan doc has been loaded, so we probably want to fix that. And as you can see here, the URL of which the file has been loaded is here too. So you can see that for both individual documents. So the only thing that I would want to do in this case is go back out to my flow and just make sure that in the email details, we've got it kind of cleaned up and we have an actual space in between here. So pretty straightforward, pretty easy, a really great way for you to be able to get notifications and updates, but also do an automation process, right? So if someone else was manually loading these files from OneDrive and converting them to a PDF, you can now drop all of those files in one location, and then you can have Power Automate dynamically go in and convert all of those files to PDF without having a person do it. Hopefully this is helpful. The next video we're going to do is going to be super simple. We're going to take you through how to just set up automatic emails to go out through Power Automate. So we all know this happens every single month. Maybe it's the close of a month or a week. And you're sending out notices to folks saying, hey, don't forget to do this or don't forget to do that. How about automate that process? So no individual has to come in and do those reminders. You can send it through email or through Teams. And so in our next content, we'll show you how to set up some automated notifications to go out through both of those options. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, feel free to go ahead and subscribe to our content. And then if there's other content that you want us to go over, feel free to drop it in the comments section. We do hear and review that content. We are going to answer the vast majority of those questions over time. So don't think we've forgotten about you. It is on our list to go ahead and start adding additional content that kind of references the points that you guys have made. We're still in this Power Automate space. I will send out another survey and ask folks to tell us if this is helpful, if this is what you want to go through, or if there's other things that you want us to review. But nevertheless, we're excited to continue to bring you guys content. If you would like this, subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to working and talking with you guys in our next video. Until next time, this is Nicole, and we will see you then.